One of the main reasons people tell me they don't want to leave a position outside of financial security is lack of clarity and confidence around what to do. This feeling can 100% be remedied if you are ready to do the work. There is no quick fix to finding a job or advancing in your career, but being strategic and doing the work will pay off. If you're ready to work, let's go. This is one episode in a 20-episode season designed to provide career foundations for experienced professionals. We are going to give you the tools to find clarity and confidence, help you with your resume, give you simple interview strategies, known job search strategies, negotiation tactics, and more, all with an experienced professional in mind. My name is Julia, and I'm the career strategist behind the Ride the Tide Collective podcast, where we equip ambitious professionals to strategize and take action to advance their career. Welcome, everyone. We are almost halfway through this season, and this is an episode I'm excited to talk about and share the process of, which is crafting your job search narrative. And just to let you know, if you stick with us through the very end, through my closing music, I have a little surprise from my son, a little Easter egg for you. So what is a job search narrative? This is the story or pitch that you have when you are looking for a new position. The interesting part is that you don't have to be actively job searching to have a good job search narrative. This is similar to an elevator pitch, but more intentional. For those who don't know, an elevator pitch is a 20 to 30 second explanation of who you are and what you do. It's quick and brief and meant to introduce who you are to someone on an elevator ride. In most cases, it's really a 10 to 15 second explanation. A job search narrative is more about the story you are telling about who you are as a professional and where you are headed in your career. It is the next level of depth past an elevator pitch to inform someone of your professional status. This is a concept I created, so if you've heard this somewhere else, it's completely unrelated to what I'm explaining, and it's a coincidence. I thought about this concept when I met with enough professionals who downplayed their professional profile, experience, future, and overall just talked themselves down in conversations. It was maddening to listen to, especially in networking settings. Unfortunately, the reason most people are looking for a new job is because they don't like their current job or something happened that made them want to leave. Because of this, some professionals doubt their abilities and tell a narrative that doesn't make them sound great. At one point in my career, I was so defeated because of how I was being treated by management that I didn't think I was good at anything, which wasn't the case. I had many accomplishments to my name and many clients I had successfully helped. So much so that I regularly received thank you cards and flowers. Despite all the positive affirmations happening directly to me, my internal talk was out of control negative. If you remember a few episodes ago, we talked about having a positive mindset in your career, and this was a time where I definitely had a fixed, negative, and degrading mindset. It was horrible. I'm sure I missed out on opportunities at that time because how I outwardly articulated myself was as negative as how I felt inside. I downplayed my accomplishments and talked myself out of opportunities because of my internal talk. This is why having a job search narrative prepared and ready to go will help you move forward quickly and alter your negative self-talk. While not everyone will fall into this space, it's important to evaluate any narrative you are putting out into the world to ensure you are speaking positively and highly of yourself. For those who are clear about where they're headed, ambitious, and always on the lookout for the next opportunity, your job search narrative should be evaluated anytime you have a major milestone accomplishment or you have an idea of where you want your career to head next. Let's break down the components of a job search narrative. First, you need to know where you're headed. This could be big dreams, or it can be your most logical step. It might be an industry you want to break into or a specific company. This will be different for everyone, but you need to know where you are headed because it will help you provide the right information and ask the right questions when you meet someone. Second, you need to know what makes you awesome. Ideally, this is 2 to 3 key skill sets or traits that set you apart from others and make you unique. Third, you need to be ready to talk about major projects or deals that make you sound amazing. Ideally, this is related to where you are headed or is a building block to help you get there. Seems simple enough, right? Now let's put it all together. We'll start with the traditional elevator pitch. Hi, my name is Julia, and I'm a career strategist and podcast host. I equip ambitious professionals to strategize and take action to advance in their career. Assuming you are in a situation where additional questions get asked, someone might say, "Oh wow, how interesting. How did you decide to do that type of work?" My answer might sound like, I worked in higher education for about 10 years as a career counselor and coach, where I learned all the fundamentals to help people advance in their career. I figured out that I'm a great strategist, and I combined my coaching skills and strategy skills to start a business as a career strategist. I want to help people be happy in their career. I do a podcast because I believe everyone should have access to career education, and I wanted to share my knowledge. They might respond with, "Oh, awesome. Is this something you see yourself doing long term?" For right now, yes. Down the line, I plan to do coaching with small businesses to help develop their talent and managers. Obviously, I'm using myself as an example, and if we break down my answers, you will notice that I am able to talk about 2 aspects of my career strategy and the podcast. I give a brief overview of my qualifications and how it informs what I do today, my skill set of strategy, coaching, and career education. And finally, I mention what my future goals are for the business. This gives the person an opportunity to comment on my future plans, and in some cases, there might be a connection between their needs and my skill set, or they might know someone. But if I didn't know where I plan to take the company, I would miss an opportunity. Let's look at another example in a more traditional career path, project management. Hi, my name is Jane, and I'm a senior project manager for XYZ. I manage a team of 5 project managers who are each responsible for 2 to 3 projects worth about $2.2 million. My main role is to manage their success, support them, and be a final authority when needed. I love the work I do because I spent 8 years as a project manager and realized I had a natural talent for supporting and managing others. I became one of the youngest senior project managers for the company after I not only completed the largest project for the company to date on time and under budget, but I was able to retain my team for the 2 years it took to complete the project. Now, as a people manager, I'm able to provide guidance and mentoring to my staff that allow them to have the same success I did as a project manager. Moving forward in my career, I'm interested in operations roles where I can use my project management skills and people management skills to create efficient and successful operations in startups. I'm sure you're thinking, Julia, this is too long and too much information. No one is going to want to know all of that. Honestly, you're probably right. But the point of this exercise is for you to be able to speak about these parts of yourself clearly and confidently, so that if you get asked simple questions about yourself or your career, you can answer them without stumbling. Let's take a look at what Jane's narrative could have sounded like if she wasn't prepared. Hi, my name is Jane. I'm a project manager. I only became a senior PM a few months ago. I help other project managers with their tasks and deadlines. I've been a general PM for 8 years and I love it. I've been successful. I'm not sure where I want to go, but startups seem fun. I hope you can hear what went wrong in this narrative. Jane massively undervalued her skill set and accomplishments. She negated her seniority using language like, "I only." She didn't talk about how she's a great manager of people. She didn't talk about her own project management successes. And finally, she wasn't clear about where she was headed. Not only did Jane lack confidence in herself, but she wasn't able to help the person on the other side of the conversation help her. I guarantee this is a version of what you sound like when you aren't prepared with your job search narrative. You end up using language like, I only, or I just, or you probably apologize for something that isn't your fault. I kid you not, this will happen when you aren't prepared and confident. Let's recap. Number 1, know where you're headed. Number 2, know what makes you awesome. Number 3, be prepared to talk about a big project or accomplishment in your career that supports where you are headed. Combine that all with a traditional elevator pitch, and you will be prepared for most networking conversations that come your way. If you aren't sure what's next for you in your career, or you aren't sure what makes you awesome, check out our Career Clarity ebook. I'll link it in the show notes. If you have any questions or would like to continue the conversation, please connect with Ride the Tide Collective on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Ride the Tide
Ride the Tide
Collective,
Collective,
the podcast.
Podcast,
Podcast.
Packies, and for foods.
Affirmations.
I love my day, and
Good job, bud.